안녕하세요, 안타키입니다. Welcome to the start of another week of Let's Speak Korean. 지승현 선생님 is here with us as usual. Let's say hello. 안녕하세요, 선생님.
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요, 지승현입니다. Stay with us and learn some useful Korean expressions.
선생님, what did you do before coming for our lesson?
Well, before I came here, I put on my clothes and my makeup, and I also did my hair.
All right, well, in the conversation that 선생님 and I just had, we talk about doing something before carrying out a certain action. Well, that is what we're going to be learning in this lesson. That is, we'll study how to use the phrase 기전에 to talk about an action or things that happen before another action. Let's go and watch the clip now.
어서 오세요. 어디가 아파서 오셨어요?
감기에 걸린 것 같아요.
증세가 어떠세요?
기침을 많이 해서 목이 아파요. 콧물도 나요. 열도 나는 것 같아요.
언제부터 아프셨어요?
어젯밤에 자기 전에 열이 조금씩 났어요.
요즘 독감이 유행이에요. 조심하셔야 돼요. 이 약을 2알씩 드세요. 약을 먹기 전에 꼭 식사하세요.
Minuk is at the pharmacy with a cold. Now, what are his symptoms? He has a sore throat from too much coughing, he has a runny nose, and he is also running a temperature. Poor Minuk. Well, the pharmacist asked Minuk when he fell sick, and to this, Minuk answers that he started getting a fever before he went to bed last night. As the pharmacist hands Minuk his medicine, he reminds him to eat before he takes them. All right, then, here is a check of the key expression in this lesson. It's an expression used to indicate a time before a certain action occurs. It's the verb stem plus 기전에. Before we go straight to those expressions, let's go over some words that we will need to learn them. Please repeat after 선생님.
감기에 걸리다. 감기에 걸리다. 기침을 하다. 기침을 하다. 콧물이 나다. 콧물이 나다. 열이 나다. 열이 나다.
어젯밤에 자기 전에 열이 조금씩 났어요.
약을 먹기 전에 꼭 식사하세요.
Minuk says that he started running a slight fever from yesterday evening before he went to bed. How did he say this in Korean?
어젯밤에 자기 전에 열이 조금씩 났어요.
The pharmacist tells Minuk to make sure to eat before he takes his medicine. What was the expression he used?
약을 먹기 전에 꼭 식사하세요.
There is a common factor in the two sentences that 선생님 just read for us. They were in the phrases 자기 전에 and 먹기 전에. 선생님, when should we use this expression?
Okay. We use this expression 기전에 to talk about the state or the condition of things before a situation or an action occurs. All we have to do is attach the suffix 기 followed by the word 전에 after the verb stem.
That sounds easy. Now, in English, we add the word before, and in Korean, we attach 기전에 to the verb stem. All right, then, let's get some practice.
감기에 걸리다. 감기에 걸리기 전에. 기침을 하다. 기침을 하기 전에. 콧물이 나다. 콧물이 나기 전에. 열이 나다. 열이 나기 전에.
Good try. Now let's continue with some complete sentences. This means you too.
감기에 걸리기 전에 푹 쉬세요. 기침을 하기 전에 목이 괜찮았어요.
Time to get more practice with some questions and answers. Since the expressions are related to time, we can use the word 언제, that is when, in our questions. 언제 쉬어요?
감기에 걸리기 전에 푹 쉬세요.
언제 약을 먹어요?
열이 나기 전에 이 약을 드세요.
Time for some extra expressions. The pharmacist asked Minuk, 증세가 어떠세요? Now the word 증세 here means symptoms. And together with the word 어떠세요, asking how something is, it is asking for detailed descriptions of what the symptoms are. All right, then let's repeat the expression after 선생님.
증세가 어떠세요? 증세가 어떠세요?
Now there was another thing that the pharmacist said to Minuk. Remember, he said, 독감이 유행이에요. 선생님, could you explain this for us?
Sure. 독감 is a flu, and the sentence 유행이에요 means something is an epidemic. Well, the word 유행 actually means a trend or a fashion, but in this case, it means that flu has spread and many people are suffering from it.
That's right. So with expressions like this, a direct translation wouldn't work, right? All right, let's repeat the expression after 선생님.
독감이 유행이에요. 독감이 유행이에요.
The pharmacist also says 조심하셔야 돼요. Right? Now, rather than just telling someone to be careful, this is telling that person that he or she must be careful. Let's try that.
조심하셔야 돼요. 조심하셔야 돼요.
One more thing, we ran across the unit that we can use to count medicine. We have mentioned before that in Korean we have different units to count different things depending on what we are counting. Well, the word 알 here is used to count pills. All right, let's try it out.
두 알, 두 알, 세 알, 세 알, 네 알, 네 알.
That was very good. All right, let's take a look at what we have learned up to this point in this lesson by going over the expressions one by one.
어서 오세요. 어디가 아파서 오셨어요?
어서 오세요. 어디가 아파서 오셨어요?
감기에 걸린 것 같아요.
감기에 걸린 것 같아요.
증세가 어떠세요?
증세가 어떠세요?
기침을 많이 해서 목이 아파요.
기침을 많이 해서 목이 아파요.
콧물도 나요. 열도 나는 것 같아요.
콧물도 나요. 열도 나는 것 같아요.
언제부터 아프셨어요?
언제부터 아프셨어요?
어젯밤에 자기 전에 열이 조금씩 났어요.
어젯밤에 자기 전에 열이 조금씩 났어요.
요즘 독감이 유행이에요. 조심하셔야 돼요.
요즘 독감이 유행이에요. 조심하셔야 돼요.
이 약을 2알씩 드세요. 약을 먹기 전에 꼭 식사하세요.
이 약을 2알씩 드세요. 약을 먹기 전에 꼭 식사하세요.
Here is the entire clip once again, so this time, see if you can memorize the expressions.
어서 오세요. 어디가 아파서 오셨어요?
감기에 걸린 것 같아요.
증세가 어떠세요?
기침을 많이 해서 목이 아파요. 콧물도 나요. 열도 나는 것 같아요.
언제부터 아프셨어요?
어젯밤에 자기 전에 열이 조금씩 났어요.
요즘 독감이 유행이에요. 조심하셔야 돼요. 이 약을 2알씩 드세요. 약을 먹기 전에 꼭 식사하세요.
This is the part of our lesson where we learn some accurate Korean pronunciations. Starting from this edition, we are going to review all of the pronunciation rules that we have learned up to this point. This time, we'll take a closer look at cases where the consonant 기역 is followed by vowel sounds. Let's listen to 선생님's explanation.
When the 받침 기역 is followed by a vowel sound, we lose the 받침 sound and instead it combines with the following vowels to be pronounced as the first sound in the next letter. Do you remember? For example, when the word 한국 is followed by the word 에, we end up with 한국에, right? And when 을 follows this word, we have to pronounce it as 한국을.
So when the 받침 is a 기역, which is followed by a vowel sound, the 받침 sound combines with the vowel to be pronounced as the first sound of the following letter. Let's go for a little drill exercise with some complete sentences. Follow along with 선생님.
한국을 좋아해요. 한국을 좋아해요. 중국에서 와요. 중국에서 와요. 저 책을 주세요. 저 책을 주세요.
It's time to say goodbye for this edition of Let's Speak Korean. In this lesson, we learned how to use the expression 기전에 to talk about things that occur before a certain action. 선생님, you mentioned that you had an appointment. 집에 가기 전에 어디에 가세요?
집에 가기 전에 친구하고 영화를 볼 거예요.
네, 저는 집에 가기 전에 백화점에서 쇼핑할 거예요.
Wow, that sounds great.
Now, what are you planning to do before you go to sleep? Well, I suggest that you go over what we have learned in this lesson before you fall asleep. As I've mentioned many times before, practice makes perfect. Well, until next time, 안녕히 계세요.